Hi there and welcome to our next edition of our C2 Chemical Resources lessons. Now in the lesson today we're going to be looking at a chemistry skill known as a titration. Now what I'd like you to do is see if you can spot the deliberate safety mistake and put that in the answers in the questions at the end. Thank you. Okay, so let's have a look at our objectives for today's lesson. So by the end of this lesson you should be able to set up and use a burette to carry out a titration. What we'll then be looking at is how we can actually make a fertilizer or a salt at the end of it. Set up a burette like this in a standing clamp. You need to make sure it's clamped roughly halfway through. Add the acid to the top of the burette using a funnel. Raise the funnel slightly above to stop air getting trapped. Once it's above the zero line, remove the funnel. Don't forget safety goggles. Fill the bottom part of the burette by opening it and gently releasing enough acid so that it gets just below the zero line. Record that result. Carefully add a pipette filler to a pipette, holding it at the end. Press button 1 and squeeze the air out of pipette filler. Then press button 2 to suck up the alkali from the bottle. Once it gets above the line, you can remove it and add it to a conical flask. Now you do this by emptying it to the line, removing it and putting the tip of the pipette into the conical flask. Then press button 3 to release all of the solution. Alternatively, you can remove the pipette filler from the pipette. For this experiment, transfer the alkali solution to an evaporating basin. Test the pH using some universal indicator paper. It's alkali. Add 1 centimetre cubed of solution. Test again. Add a further centimetre cubed of solution. Then test again. Carefully add another centimetre cubed of solution and test again. Continue adding 1 centimetre cubed at a time until you've got a neutral solution. Now you need to control the burette by holding the tap like this, and you're able to add it dropwise or as a stream. We now have a neutral solution. Okay, now that we've actually made the salt, we need to get the salt away from the water. Now we need to get some equipment, so we need a tripod with a Bunsen underneath, and what we can do is we can evaporate the salt solution. So in here we'll have water and salt. Now what will happen is as we heat this, the water level will start to decrease. Let's see if I can so it will start to get lower and lower until we get just the salt forming. Now you'll see around the edges salt started to form around the edges, and then as we get very low the salt will start to spit out. So you'll need to reduce the heat at this point, and almost when the water has gone you might be able to get away with turning the heat off and just allowing the last bits to evaporate away. Okay, so we have looked at how we set up a burette and how we carry out the experiment. It's normally done to get a absolute volume of acid or alkali delivered, so we can record that result. Now what I'd like you to do is fill in the questions now, and I wonder how many people actually spotted the deliberate mistake. Anyway, I'll see you next time. Bye bye.